Hi to Isa. First of all, let me introduce my team members. The first one is Nur Afika binti Azlan and her matric number is 01 DPM19F2010. And me, Amira Afika binti Muhammad Surani and my matric number is 01 DPM19F2016. And the next one is Nur Alia binti Yahya 01 DPM19F2017.
Patricia Kuti appeared for years to be one of the nation's wealthiest divorcees, with a breathtaking Virginia mansion known as Elmer Marvel, an ample jewel collection, and a river of cash from her ex-husband, the late media magnate John Kluge. After filing for bankruptcy in June, she has a day job. Not an ordinary job, though. She is working for Donald the winery and vineyard that she had built on the Virginia estate. A high-risk venture that drained all her money until she had to seek protection from her creditor in court. Next is strength and weakness of the individual or family financial situation. So the strength of Patricia has a good plan to grow her personal finance, and then she had a very stable and good business, Kluge Estate Winery and Vineyard, and she also have a good friend and who are very helpful. Next, a very good planner in the business and very commitment to reach the goal of the business. And last but not least, she has a good fortune from her ex-husband. And next, weakness, poor investment decision or planning. Making a huge lump sum of loan. Also, housing crisis hit, and then not a good planning the business for a long term, and not planning the real budget to set the purpose of the business goal. And lastly, too extravagant to result in bankruptcy. And number 3 is correction of any misinformation about the individual or family has about financial topics. So firstly, there are rumors say that she had to borrow money from her ex-husband John Kluge because she want to settle all the debt and also the loan debt that she have made. But then it's not true. She working so hard and she sold all her things, also her mansion, to solve the debt. And lastly, about she became a scammer. They say that she is trying to scam Donald Trump to take over the vineyard and a winery, but it's not true. But Donald has give her a little bit give her a position in the vineyard, even though the estate is not belong to her anymore. Comment about the individual or family cash flow. So for Patricia, she had been married 2 times. After divorces with John Kluge, he married with another man, and they have like a super extravagant wedding, and they spent about 5 million for the wedding. Secondly, she and her new husband having a lavish luxury lifestyle. They spend about 100,000 per week just to fit into the high society. Also, they are spending money like there's no day tomorrow. So yeah, and they also really love luxury thing. That's why there is about 100,000 per week they're spending. And lastly, about she making a loan with the bank, and there are news or articles say that she makes 65 million loan. I don't know how the bank approved the loan, but she make it. That's why she had to sell her vineyard and winery to solve the debt. And lastly, emotional issue related to the individual or family's financial situation. Yeah, the negative result of bankruptcy certainly extend far beyond the financial constraint. Bankruptcy has been devastating to emotional stability and result in mood problems and also physical ailment in the long and short term. However, with consulting a professional and also having a caring and loving husband, also a friend, and Carrie St. Antonio bankruptcy attorney helped her to prevent some of the stresses associated with the bankruptcy and mental health.
Thank you, Alia. So, my part is recommended action step to improve the individual or family financial situation. Okay, the first one is do the math net worth and personal budget. Calculate your net worth, which is the difference between what you own and what you owe, as a starting point. To figure out your net worth, make a list of your assets, which is what you possess, and liabilities, which is what you owe. To calculate your net worth, remove your liabilities from your assets. Your net worth reflects your financial situation at the time, and it is natural for it to fluctuate over time. Create on a monthly or an annual basis, a personal budget is an important financial tool because it can help you such as plan for expenses, reduce or eliminate expenses, save for future goal spend wisely, plan for emergency, and lastly, prioritize spending and saving. Okay, the second one is recognize and manage lifestyle inflation. When people have more money, they are more likely to spend it. People's spending tends to increase as they advance in their jobs and earn larger salaries, a phenomenon known as lifestyle inflation. Okay, the third one is tally up your budget as it stands. It may be difficult, but you must take a clear and honest look at your current financial circumstance. You will need to take a snapshot of your present household budget or in order to do this. The fourth one is learn to love the hustle. There is no rule against hard labor and no one will hold it against you if you give up part of your leisure time to make your family more comfortable. Look for a second job that allows you to work flexible hours in the evenings or on weekends to improve your earning quickly. So, the next is recommended financial products such as bank account, insurance policies, and mutual fund. The first one is basic banking service. Malaysian and permanent resident can open basic saving account (BSA) and basic current account (BCA) at any financial situation. Individual or combined names might be used to open this account. Small and medium-sized business (SME), especially micro business, are also eligible to apply for BCA. So the second one is micro insurance and micro takaful. Some insurer and takaful operators are actively testing small value insurance and takaful solutions that are cost effective, accessible and simple to comprehend in order to safeguard all sector of society, particularly low income families, against unexpected bad occurrences. The third one is remittance. Banking institution and non-banking remittance service provider (RSP) offer remittance service through branches and approved remittance agents. Licensed non-bank RSP are located in strategic places around the country, including rural communities, and provide service outside of regular business hours. So the fourth one is micro saving. Long-term contractual micro saving with low committed predictable savings and favorable term is currently being piloted by financial institutions to inculcate a healthy saving habit, particularly the low-income household. Mutual funds. If you are looking for a quick return, say within a month to 5 years, you will want to be sure the fund you are investing in can beat the fixed deposit rate, which is normally about 3%. You should also be aware that the fund is quite volatile, meaning it may quickly rise and fall in value, exactly like your heartbeat when jogging. Okay, so this is the example of mutual fund in 5 years. Top 5 performing unit trust fund in 5 years. Round fund name return. The number 1 is Manulife China Equity Fund, 163 0.82%, and number 2 is Franklin US Opportunities Fund, 161.52%. The third ranking is TA Global Technology Fund, 153.59%. The fourth ranking is China Shares, 150.67%, and the last ranking is Interpet Dana Safi, 127.57%. I think that's all for my part. So I will pass to Nur Afika to continue the presentation.
Calculation of the saving required to reach financial goals. Before Patricia Kluger's husband died, she is someone who very wise when it's about the money management and have financial literacy. The problems arise is whenever she started married with Donald, almost all of she's planning were disturbed by paying off the monthly commitment and all her loan. The number one purpose of her life now is to help her to reduce the debts that have to be settled, all the payments. Next is way to reach financial goals. Things that need to be settled first. Okay, the first one is set aside 10% for saving. The first thing that Patricia Kluger have to do is to replan her budgeting and set her financial purpose of goals before she reach her financial goals. Next is settle or fix commitments such as rent or housing, car, bills and others to 30%. Then she has to be clear about financial goals. She should settle all the fixed commitments. She needs to prioritize the repayment of the highest interest loan first. She has to make a list of all the outstanding loans and identify the ones that need to be settled first and then settle another payments. Third is allocated 50% for all expenses such as groceries, food, utilities, and others. Patricia Kluger should wise when it comes to use the credit card because this is one of the most reason why she got into breakup Tessie and to be honest, she buying almost everything from her ex-husband, jewel collection and cash. Fourth is debit free. Okay, Patricia Kluger has to be earn extra income so it can help or reduce her debits and be more alert when planning about financial so that it can show the cash flow in her financial. Next is available resources that can assist the individual or family to improve their finances. Okay, the first one is read books about personal finance. If you would like to help along with your finances but are not sure where to start out, seek financial wisdom from books written by experts. There are many books out there on taking control of your finances, from the way to get out of debt to way to build an investment. Next is start budgeting. If you are struggling to handle your finance, then you likely must create a budget to plan for a way to spend your money every month, supported what quantity you usually earn and spend. A budget is your best tool to alter your financial future. To start, write down your income and everyone your expenses. So subtract the expenses from the income to see your dictionary spending. Next is plan a monthly menu. If the thought of cooking nightly is off-putting to you, plan a monthly menu to create it less intimidating. The advantage of designing meals for the complete month is that you just can chop foods or cook meal in batches. Next, any other information that you feel is useful and germinate to the case. Okay. From the case, Patricia Kluger has to be wise in her daily life when it comes to the money that she is spending because to be aware all of her loan and payment that she has to be settled. There are some examples of how to become a wise person when it has to deal with the money. First one, identify expenses you can reduce. Over the following month, identify areas of your budget that require some special attention. Rummage around for ways to decrease your spending together with your utilities. Next is pay down your credit card debit. if you have if you get a Mastercard debit, the interest charge you are paying each month probably take a big portion of your monthly budget. That's all for me. Thank you.